Your body remembers everything, especially the hard stuff. When you experience stress and trauma, your muscles don't just react in the moment. They can hold on to that tension for months or even years, creating what feels like invisible armor around your heart, your voice, your very sense of safety. In part one of our video on body armor, we reviewed this phenomenon first identified by psychoanalyst Wilhelm Reich to describe the way our bodies create protective layers of muscle tension to shield us from emotional pain. Body armor can form when we can't fully process difficult experiences. That's when our muscles and neurofascial connective tissues literally hold on to that emotional energy, creating physical patterns that can affect us for decades. But what's fascinating about this is that ancient healers first understood this body-mind connection and even described the physical mechanisms that drive it thousands of years ago. I'm Dr. Marina Bivens, a primary healthcare provider and somatic therapist. I've spent 25 years in the holistic space, and I guide women with a history of adverse childhood experience from exhaustion to empowerment so they can heal the past, embrace the present, and create a future full of vitality and purpose. Please leave a comment if this material resonates with you. And in the description, you'll also find a free download that includes a questionnaire that can help you understand which parts of your body might be armored. Well, Reich introduced body armor to Western psychology, the foundation of understanding how our bodies create tension pattern goes back thousands of years to traditional East Asian medicine. These ancient healers defined and described well the defensive mechanisms that come into play against external energies that threaten to overwhelm our system, whether it's a physical or an emotional issue. So think about this. When you are at the doctor's office and you're going to receive a shot, doesn't your body automatically tense up? That's the protective network in action. But what if this tension never goes away? When constant stress, overwhelm, or childhood trauma keep your body in a constant state of bracing for impact. That temporary protection can become deeply entrenched armor through the literal cross-hatching of connective tissue fibers that overlay each other, adhere, and thicken in time. You might even recognize these as trigger points. So while bracing and muscular tension can be temporarily helpful, over time they will restrict your movement, hinder your breathing, and settle down into your muscles. Let's look at the mechanisms underlying the process. The three levels of defense first defined by these ancient healers, because it will help us understand how these energies can get stuck in the body. Beginning with level one, surface protection, your first line of defense. The mechanisms are located between your skin and your muscles. This system provides protective energy within a network of pathways that move through your muscles, your ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. This defense system has three specific functions. The first is when you're getting sick. It acts like an immune response, pushing invasive energies out before they can penetrate deeper. You might experience this as shivers or fevers as your body fights the threat. The second function comes into action when you have been injured or you're in pain. These pathways will send signals and your muscles will tense up to protect your internal organs, tissues, and even your brain, and stabilize the injured area. The third function provides protection in the face of emotional overwhelm during intense stress or trauma. That's whether it's childhood abuse or family dysfunction or some other pressure in your life. then your connective tissue and muscles will tighten to push back these invasive energies. But here's where it can become problematic. When this third function stays activated too long, your body never gets the chance to fully relax. Instead, these muscle contractions become thickened bands of armor that it will impair your energy flow and movement to create more pain and dysfunction. Let's move to the second level of defense, your energy regulation system. When your surface defense system can't fully resolve invasive energies, your body activates the second line of defense. Think of this level as a network of energy valves that regulate flow throughout your body, working through tiny blood vessels and energy pathways just beneath the surface defense network. This system acts like energetic bridges, connecting different parts of your body to distribute energy and blood while still supporting your surface defenses. When difficult emotions like depression, anxiety, anger, or fear aren't fully processed and released following some event, they can disrupt the flow of energy and blood in this regulatory system. Ancient healers use specific acupuncture points in this network to release emotional stagnation and restore balance to the body. Let's go on to level 3, the deep storage system. If the first two defense levels can't handle the overwhelming energies associated with an experience, your body activates its deepest protection system, and we call this a deep storage system. The energetic dynamics associated with this network originate in your core and control the root of your vital energy, acting like reservoirs that store and distribute energy throughout your body as needed. Three main channels in this deep storage system circulate protective energy throughout your chest, your abdomen, and your back, providing profound full body protection. But here's what's crucial to understand. If this third level can't fully resolve invading energies, what then? Your body will respond by storing unresolved energies, and this function protects your body from additional disruption. Further, the ancients described the location and function of two separate storage areas found on the upper back. They act as containers for any unresolved external energy. They understood how implicit unconscious body memories, emotions, and sensations can be stored in the body's neurofascial connective tissue layers to eventually affect how you move, breathe, and feel in your body for years to come. Accessing and resolving deeper unconscious stored energies only becomes possible when there is adequate emotional support in place to process them. So we've just reviewed how the three defense levels work together in a coordinated way to protect you from external invasive energies, whether from physical illness or deep emotional distress. It's a sophisticated, integrated system that has kept humans safe for thousands of years. But here's what's important to understand. When these protective responses become chronic, they transform from helpful defense into restrictive armor. So that shoulder pain from years of stress, the tight jaw from holding back your voice, the constricted breathing from old fear. These are all signs that your body's protective wisdom has become stuck in the on mode. So understanding how your body creates this armor isn't about blame or judgment. Your body did exactly what it needed to do to help you survive. The tension, the bracing, the holding, it all served a purpose. Are you ready to discover the areas of the body that typically become armored?
What you see in this illustration is the placement of energetic colored bands along specific body segments where the three defensive levels are most active. That's because these areas are more vulnerable to disruption and your body will use neuromuscular tension or armoring to brace itself against any form of invasive external energies affecting these segments. The segments are named for their location, and perhaps you already see the correlation with South Asia's energetic chakra system. This is not a coincidence. Even Western anatomy and physiology recognizes the correlation due to the location of the body's endocrine glands along the midline, which mirror the location of the chakras and body armor segment. No wonder that disruption along these segments have body-wide consequences. So what does this mean for your healing? Recognizing these defensive patterns helps explain why traditional talk therapy alone may not fully release deep trauma. Your body is literally holding on to these experiences in your muscles, tissues, and energy pathways. Healing happens when we can help your body recognize that the old threats are over, allowing those protective patterns to finally soften and release. Understanding your body's protective and restorative capabilities allows you to proactively shape your life, paving the way for sustained health and well-being. In part 3 of this series, we'll explore which situations commonly trigger each body segment, the associated psychological traits, and symptoms linked to each segment, and what it means for your healing journey. You'll also learn simple ways to interact with the segments to help your body begin to let go of old protection patterns so that you can step into a new level of freedom and vitality. Please comment, subscribe, and download the link in the description to get access to the Body Armor Questionnaire.